Welcome to our second lecture on visual perception. In this lecture, we'll be discussing a very intriguing property of the visual system, pre-attentive processing. I'd like you to look at this slide and tell me how many 5s there are in this array of numbers. Do you have the answer? All right, I'd like you to think about how long it took you to find them and what techniques you used to detect these 5s. And now I'm going to show you the same array with one small change. Now how many 5s? All 5s are red, by the way. Notice how easy it was to come to the answer? The color made the 5s pop out at you. Psychologists have given this property a name. Your immediate detection of the red 5s is called pre-attentive. It turns out that certain basic visual properties are detected immediately by the low-level visual system. It means they pop out at you rather than requiring a visual search through all the elements. In general, if the detection of a target takes less than about 200 to 250 milliseconds, it qualifies as pre-attentive. And the reason is because eye movements take at least 200 milliseconds. And yet we find that certain processing can be done very quickly, and this implies low-level processing in parallel before the eyes even have a chance to move. In general, if a decision takes a fixed amount of time, regardless of the number of distractors, it is considered to be pre-attentive. Now, only a limited set of properties can be perceived pre-attentively. That means without the need for focusing attention. And you can see why this would be important for designing visualizations. What can be perceived immediately? What properties are good discriminators? What can mislead viewers? How can you use the ability to process information pre-attentively to strengthen your visualization? Let's talk about a couple examples. So looking at these two squares, in which one is there a red circle, left or right? Pretty obvious, right? You could instantly see that the red circle is visible in that group of blue circles. It jumps out at you. It seems almost ridiculous to think that there might be a question. Detection of the red circle in a sea of blue circles is pre-attentive. Now, which square contains the red circle, left or right? The form, the curvature, is also pre-attentive. The curved circle pops out at you. However, you may have noticed that it doesn't seem quite as immediately obvious as the different color. Pre-attentive processing lies on a spectrum just like many other such visual features. Now which square contains the red circle, left or right? So that one required serial search. So this is interesting. So even though form is pre-attentive and color is pre-attentive, the conjunction of the two is not. So the red circle in the sea of red square and blue circle distractors could not be perceived pre-attentively. This can be used in practice to save lives. Detection of a slanted line in a sea of vertical lines is pre-attentive. In this case, the slanted line in a number of cockpit dials is used to indicate systems failure. And I'm going to conclude with a list of pre-attentive visual properties for you to consider. For more detail, please see Christopher Healy's article on the web. The link is given in the lower right-hand corner. I hope that you found this lecture interesting and that you're able to use this information while you're designing your own visualizations.